Hello, I'm Brad Fraser. Let's play some Final Fantasy XIV. This should be the last week I'm playing this on stream. I should be moving on to college football. We'll see if there's some, if there's a gap between when I finish Final Fantasy XIV's main story and the college football game. We'll play it by ear. And go from there. Okay, I do have some Spider-Man 2 as well that I want to play sometime, so that'll be on my list as well. Okay, let's see, what am I doing? I believe I am doing a monk mission. Hi, sir. Boy, he's got the purrs right now. So this is Limsa, if I'm not mistaken. You know what? I can save a ton of money by just going to the airship dock. I'm going by airship. I'm not do that. Yes, kitty. I was. Oh, yes, I was. Okay. Hi. Yes. Yes, I love you too. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes, I love you too, kitty. All right. Peter, I wish I had better news for you, but the blasphemy continues to elude us. Can you hear me, Commander? This is Westcott. You have an idea how we might take down the blasphemy? Meet me at Costa del Sol as soon as you're able. Don't remember who Westcott is. Oh, well, that sounds promising. I'll tell the Admiral you're away for a bit. Godspeed. I'll stay safe out there. We're actually 98, not 97. Just a moment here while I update. The feed title. Maybe. There we go. Alright. And I mean, while I'm here. I'm level 98. Hi, kitty. Yes. Mm-hmm. He's like, you hear me purring? Here, let me get right in your ear. You're quite insistent, aren't you? Cat is like, notice me. Moving my chair around. Alright. Cat is distracting me. I'm not going where I'm supposed to be going. Cat is still distracting me. You are very insistent. Here, want to get on my lap? No? Alright. It's like, not if you're okay with it. Cat. What? Let's see. What do you look like? Peter, I'm glad you're here. I'm on the cusp of breaking through our search. Or I'd like to think so. This won't come as a surprise, but Erit and Konokawa went back into hiding after the Bronze Lake incident. With all their grandstanding, I wasn't expecting them to lay low for so long, but I doubt they'll keep it that way. Fortunately, we have prior experience to guide us. Until now, our culprits have traveled all over Vilbrand, and don't appear to be retracing their steps. Here, Costa del Sol attracts many visitors, so that seems like a likely target. They say it's owned by an entrepreneur named Gegereju. Perhaps we can ask if he spied anything out of the ordinary. Perhaps. So this morning we're going to do a lot of these side job quests that I haven't quite finished just yet. Oh, kitty. So they're both going to talk to him. Okay. Or in the area. Apologies for having you come all this way, Peter. Ever since our encounter with the blasphemy, I've been racking my brain to find a way of dealing with its debilitating attack. Sadly, I've come up empty-handed, and my companions fare no better. That's when I started thinking, if only our finest was still with us. He always had a knack for noticing when the rest of us missed. His eyes are so sharp he could spot a foe's weakness with a single glance. Thanks to him, we were able to slay both Leviathan and Titan, and live to tell the tale. The rub is, well, he's a bit eccentric, and yeah, I know you could say that about all the company members, but unlike us, he prefers to work from the shadows. Truth be told, I've not seen him since the day we disbanded. I doubt he'd help his old comrades, even if we asked, but an order from the company's acting commander would be a different story. In our heyday, we had a way of reaching him. Whistle at the forked road, and sooner or later he'd show up. Didn't matter when, winter or summer, in broad daylight or dead of night. He'd always be watching from afar. With any luck, he still is now. But I rambled on enough. Go on now, this may be our best and only hope. Alright. What am I doing? I'm going to wait and talk to Lasada. But picturesque scenery. I hadn't expected Costa del Sol to be so grand. From what I gather, Gereju could be just up ahead. I don't suppose you're already acquainted with him. For better or worse, yes. Well, that's not very encouraging, but as long as you're on good enough terms, I'm sure we'll be fine. In any case, let us be on our way. Well, well, if it isn't our favorite intrepid adventurer. What business brings you to my abode? I can all this late at the hour. Well, yes, I did spare that lovely specimen of a hewer. Alas, I was so entranced by her feminine wiles, I cannot recall any such entourage of Lalafell Menomamids. Would that I never drank that wine she drove so gracefully gifted me. A single sip, and oh, so many stars. I thought them wonderful in those first blissful moments. I partook of my drink amongst a retinue of kittens, yet the rush of stars subsided, and I found myself surrounded by a flock of unfamiliar faces instead. At first, I presumed the wine caught up with me, faster than I anticipated, but time passed, the unknown faces stubbornly remained. I dashed across the shore in terror. In the midst of the mayhem, I could hear her, the wine-wielding beauty, maniacally laughing in the distance with some other chap. I feared those cackles might be the last thing I ever heard. Which is precisely why I found it appropriate to slap some sense back into him. This voice. Judging by the way Master Gereju was darting about at the time, I suspected he'd been in his cups. Drank a whole bloody bottle, too, so if you wish to investigate the wine itself, I'm afraid it won't be possible. Can you blame me? And questionability of her wine aside, the woman was immaculate. The size for sore eyes. Any gentleman of taste would have fallen for her tricks. Yeah, whatever. Though we may lack the drink in question, we received reports of mammoths roaming the Raincatcher Gully not long after the incident. If you intend to investigate this further, you'd certainly be doing us a favor. Oh, sure, I get you, Fib. Any news of wayward mammoths is promising for us. We'll give the gully a look and relay to you whatever we find. Godspeed out there. Our next destination is clear. But before we depart, Peter, might I have a word? Sure. All right, I got you, fam. See ya. Based on Gigaredger's account, it's safe to say Alarette's discovered a new poison. While similar to the hallucinatory toxin she used at Bronze Lake, it strikes terror into the hearts of its victims instead. I have a bad feeling about this. She's gaining proficiency with the heartstring at an alarming rate, so we must tread carefully when we next cross paths with her. As for the mammoths, Kanakawa doesn't seem the type to send them wandering around aimlessly. That's why I think they're bound to have some clues on them. If we track those mammoths down in Raincatcher Gully, we'll be able to discern what those two are planning next. Whistling at the crossroad, or the fork in the road. Huh. Here I was enjoying my retirement. Why'd you have to go and bloody whistle? Hey there. Call me Lawrence, company's resident sharpshooter. At least I was in my day. No need to tell me who you are. I've been watching you for quite some time. Don't get the wrong idea. I'm just curious how my former mates are faring. Not as curious as folks who are about me, though. First Whiskelet, then old Mistbeard himself. If those old codgers would ever catch me. And now Eorzea's storied arrow summons me forth. No need to say why. You're going to ask me to help you take down the blasphemy. Indeed. Have you forgotten the duty of the strong? Never could refuse when someone tried out those hackneyed words. So tell me, acting commander, what specific duty would you task me with? I do trust you have a plan. Oh, you know, this, that, the other. So you need a way to neutralize the beast's most potent attack. I can tell you like getting up close and personal with your foes, so you'll be needing support from a distance. Who do you suppose might be best suited for that role? Oh, you, of course. Damn right. My eyes are among the keenest in the realm, as you doubtless heard from Whiskelet. On pure marksmanship, none of them are the Admiral's equal. Yet Millworld is ill-suited for a supporting role. Not for lack of skill, of course, but rather, come to think of it, there's something you should know. Follow me. She's got to run the show. Occurred to me that I move fast in the air. Quite the view, wouldn't you say? I often come here to admire the sea. If you would, indulge me for a moment, and I'll spin you a yarn. Just try not to doze off. Back in piracy's golden age, the League of Bastards ruled the Rotaro, and I was one of them, as was Merle Wibb. We were led by none other than our old man, Buswas Boswood, the most feared captain of the High Seas. Feared by his enemies, that is. Stern and unforgiving though he was, he took me under his wing, showed me the ropes. He was like a father to me. To us all, really. Until that fateful day. Oh, that's a nice guy. It was in the year 1562, the Sixth Astral Era. Limson merchantmen were struggling with constant raids of the Sahagin. Around this time, Buffless had yielded the day-to-day leadership of the bastards to Merle Wibb. Pride and joy. She was still growing into the role, though, and everyone knew the old captain was still calling the shots. Old Buffless had his noble streak, he did. Ordered us to defend the traders from the fishbacks. Merle Wibb led the effort, and we fought day after day to keep the seas safe. The fight was fierce, but we always came out of it in one piece. Until we didn't. Until after a skirmish, a Sahagin survivor with his last breath summoned forth the Lord of the World. A great beast topped our masts and cracked the keel like an egg. He clambered aboard the merchantman as his own ship sank. Not to do but wait for the end. But then comes Buffless and his bleeding flotilla out of nowhere, pulls us out of the fire. And he did. But the League of Lost Bastards would never be the same again. And even though we'd escaped with our lives, we soon discovered Captain Buffless, our iron-willed, unwavering leader, had fallen under the Leviathan's thrall. Of course, in those days, we didn't know much about the drowning or tempering. Didn't know what to make of our captain as he grew more and more haggard by the day, his words devolving into crazed rambling. And then one day, he just vanishes, taking off with half of our men. Not long after, a band of pirates calling themselves the Serpent Reavers began taking his prizes in the Indigo Deep alongside the Sahagin. At their helm was none other than Captain Buffless, who cast his lot with the fishbacks. Merle Wibb knew what had to be done, and to her credit, she didn't shirk from the deed. She acted quickly, sneaking off under cover at night with the skeleton crew without so much as telling me. Of course, that didn't stop me from stowing myself in the cargo hold and joining her on the voyage. She was none too happy to see me at first, wanted to leave me out of it, she said. But seeing as how I made myself known, when she was struggling to fend off a horde of reavers and fishbacks, hi, honey. This is the edge of the view. Yeah, you're fine. It was hard to win her over. Her twin muskets felled one after the next, as my sharpshooting kept her safe from afar. We cut a path to the center of the isle. It was there we found Buffless, or rather the miserable wretch he'd been reduced to. All bones, his skin shriveled, tangled mat of white hair, eyes bulging from the head, like a fish as he prayed to the Lord of the World. Merle Wibb challenged him to a duel, and a dim memory must have flickered in his drowned mind, for he accepted. And so, with only me there to witness, Merle Wibb ended her father's life. The League of Lost Bastards would have lived up its name if it weren't for Merle Wibb. She assumed full command and restored us to her former glory. Not long after, she triumphed in the Trident and was named Chief Admiral of Limsa Lominsa. I often think back upon that day, seeing her charge into battle, muskets blazing. Might seem reckless to some, but that's how Captain Buffless taught her. She knows no other way. That's why I made it my job to support her from the shadows. It's a role which I'd happily serve again. I owe that much to her, old man. My only doubt was whether you, my friend, were worthy of commanding me. Watching you from afar has answered that question. I tell Wiskut and the rest of my no-good companions that Lauren stands with them. Did Lawrence show himself? Now there's a surprise. I had some hope your words might reach him. Never did I imagine he would agree so readily. Just one thing, Peter. I'd appreciate if you don't mention Lawrence's involvement in the company. Landon in particular. I'll find out soon enough, regardless. At this rate, this gives us new hope in our battle against the blasphemy. All that remains is to set the snare and lure the beast into our clutches. Our scouts are on the lookout for the creature we speak, and the latest reports are to be believed we are drawing ever closer. And with that, I'd best get back to it. Can I trust you to report these latest developments to the Maelstrom? Until we meet again, Commander. Summer battles drawn more mammoths. Too many of them. Okay. Whew, I think we've cleared out the mammoths. How fared your hunt? I got some river survey notes. Been keeping a record of the island's rivers. Oddly enough, the mammoths I came across were patrolling the river as well. Now that they've tested their poisons in Broad Lake Springs, do they mean to take the rivers next? Seems that way. Been poisoned, huh? My. But that was lit with a potent numbing toxin, but nothing bruises our favorite fairy apple, it seems. Never cease to amaze and annoy me in equal measure. She'd like to have the same manner of immunity as I. Her village was positively brimming with poisonous flora and fauna, after all. I have a quest for you, my dears. Would you please give up on your little trinket? Pretty please? I wish only to revel in the fruits of my devilry, yet you continue to spoil my every attempt. And trust me, I despise our conflict as much as you do. Indeed, do you think we enjoy watching our finest mammoths suffer at your hands? Enough, if you truly wanted to end this, you'd hand over the heartstring. The scorpion's gifts were not meant for a petulant, childish criminal like you. Fine then, no more Miss Nice, Elorette. But answer me this. Who have my antics killed, Who? No one, I remind you. So why must you refuse me? Why must the world refuse me? Our blighted society has never looked fondly upon my love of mischief. For years I despaired until my unbound family and its leader granted me the greatest gifts of all, love and understanding. So long as I remain unbound, I care not what the wretched masses think. I shall play my tricks, as my heart's desired, and all who stand in defiance will know my wrath. That includes you, my dears. My next scheme will finally plunge this island into the chaos I so desperately crave, and I'll stop at nothing to see it realized. See ya. Here, have a bomb. Sorry to worry you, Peter. I'm feeling much better now. I'm ashamed I didn't sense the mammoth's presence quickly enough. But I'm glad you came out of the ambush unscathed. That aside, I wish they didn't use such putrid smoke to make their exits. I don't know if my nose or my stomach can take much more of those awful bombs. With Elorette and Kadokawa gone, I doubt we'll be able to find much else here. Let's return to Costa del Sol and inform them of the latest. Okay. Downed by the river. Here, report to Gagareju. Yeah, let's do it. Hey there, ladies. What? Hey. Back already? How fortuitous, or ominous? Both even. I love you. I take it you found those wayward mammoths? Yeah, sure. Sure did. Surveying Will runs waterways, are they? After the recent poisoning of Camp Bronze Lake, we have reason to believe the culprits are planning to make Vilbrun's rivers their next targets. So the culprits are one and the same, then. I had my suspicions since I caught wind of the incidents of Warm Wayne Springs. Regardless, this bodes ill. We may not know which of these rivers they'll strike until it's too late. Well, I shall not stand for any more prosperous poisonings. 'Twould be prudent to inform the Maelstrom of these potential horrors. The one who poisoned you, her name is Elorette. She stole something precious from my village, and I must recover it, no matter the cost. If you learn anything of her whereabouts or her plans in the coming days, anything at all, I would like to hear of it as well. Oh, it's been on finding her, huh? A brave one you are. Oh, I couldn't possibly deprive a lovely lady of the information she requires. Worry not, for my servants shall sally forth in your general direction the moment they hear of Elorette's nearby newest misdeeds. That girl floating over the ground over there? That looks like it. Well, thank you. That'd be much appreciated. I'm at your service, my lady. I'm going to be an uphill battle, but we can't afford to let Elorette and Kanakawa elude us any further. Come, Peter. Let's back to Limsa Labinsa for us. Sure. See ya. Yeah, see ya. Mm-hmm. All right. Limsa. Lashkana. Thank you, as always, for your support, Peter. Gigrichu was interesting, to say the least, but I'm glad we obtained the information we needed. I don't know why I allowed Lorette to say her piece. I should have swallowed my pain and taken up my spear. Could have apprehended her right then and there, and yet... Well, it's okay to let her speak. There's no room for mistakes. The longer Lorette lurks in the shadows, the greater the threat becomes. Countless lives are at risk. The next time we see her and find her, we need to end her tricks once and for all. For now, I'll remain here and await news from Costa del Sol. Mesquite juice. All right, then. The search for the blasphemy continues, though I understand you've been carrying out an entirely different investigation. Oh yeah, I have found someone who can help us. A marksman by the name of Lawrence, eh? Well, the Admiral will be pleased. Of course, we won't have much to call for his skills until the blasphemy is found. Rest well and prepare yourself, if necessary, in the meantime. Lawrence? Why does that name ring a bell? Lawrence, why does that name ring a bell? Despite our best efforts, the blasphemy continues to elude us. For the time being, we... Sorry to interrupt, but I have incoming communication from Wisket. Yeah? Commander, we've snared ourselves a blasphemy. Leave our erstwhile companion real, I think. Knowing that the creature was once a Sagian queen, we kept a close eye on the spawning grounds. Sure enough, he spied a massive black shadow moving beneath the water not long ago. After receiving word, Shamani Lomani directed the Maelstrom warships in the vicinity to herd the beast with cannon fire in its Sargosa secret. Isolated as the secret was, we can engage our foe without putting small folk at risk. Any words for your men, Commander? The duty of the strong is to protect the weak. You don't have to tell me twice. I've been aching for a rematch. Rushing blindly, it'll go as poorly for you as it did last time. Knowing you, I'm sure you'll show up just in time to see me deal the killing blow. No. Can we not save the vitriol for the quarry which we lured in the perfect spot is now waiting patiently for all of you to put it out of its misery?
Greyflex's gubby boobs blast over a big blasphemy into bitty pieces.
A motley crew you'll never find, but it'll serve you well when the battle is joined, believe you me. This is Merlin. I'll ready a warship at once. Assemble outside the wench once you've seen all of your preparations. So the time has come. I shall pray for your victory. All right, more web time. Peter, the other should be along soon. Hey, let's do it. The blasphemy is still contained within Satasha's secret. There we'll meet again, navigate will. Would that my brothers and I could join you in the fight. Yes.
Blasphemous though it may be, this beast was once our mother.
I understand, Thor. Forgive us for what we must do. Where there are means to reverse the transformation, we will do all in our power to bring your mother back. Sadly, there's nothing left of her to save. For the future of the Sahagin and Limsa alike, the blasphemy must be laid to rest. And when the deed is done, I would bring your brothers, even the crushing tide, aboard the great ship we call Dawntrail. I do not want to slay your mother, but this thing she has become, a mindless beast who would enslave and kill her own. It's an affront to the memory of who she was. It is not her. It is not. Remember this, always. You must.
It's really tragic.
I will not ask you to shoulder the burden on the matricide. When the time comes to strike the final blow, I will do the deed.
Admiral, all you say is true, and yet...
Commander, I've sighted a group of fishbacks, crushing tide most like, heading straight for the secret. You'd best make your way here, and fast.
I'm gonna move out then. Any words for your men before we set sail? Thought they had the blasphemy falls. You've done this role quite well, haven't you? Enough talk. It's time to show the realm the company of heroes hasn't lost its scab. Aye!
We'll stand a better chance of slipping past the crushing tide if we split up. Pietro and I will go together, while the rest of you take a different route. Let us look no further delay to Satasha.
My queen, I beg of you, pray for your loyal son mercy.
Ope? Play stupid games. Ooh. Blasphemy, the indigo beast. It's Tao, or what's left of him. It's smeared.
Speaker Tao, why would our queen do such a thing? It's as the shorewalkers say, what we thought a blessing is in truth a terrible curse. The horror, we must away at once. And leave the shorewalkers to face our queen mother alone? No, I will stand with them.
I know, Kitty. You mustn't soil your hands with the blood of your mother. Go. Be with your kin. Go!
Please forgive me.
Kitty's like, you're being so loud. It's time for the punching to happen. I was beginning to think you'd wandered off a cliff, Lawrence. Must you say it like that? I prefer to think of myself as fashionably late. But enough talk. It comes. Here it comes. We're counting on you, Lawrence. I know enemy's weakness escapes my eyes. Just one shot here, and... Aye. There we go. See how easy that was? I reckon you know what to do it, Acting Commander. Got the other orbs, then we'll be over before it starts. You ready? I have to hit the target. Time to defeat the Indigo Beast. Burn my children. Now into them. Prepare yourself.
There's a bigger ether. I have a bad feeling about this. So the ether is it?
Well, just each quickly. Defend us at your blade. Sorry, I didn't see what was happening until it was too late. Couldn't reach there. We're fine. There's a defense of your blade that needs to go find him and get behind him. Your growth won't work anymore. That right, acting commander. Is that all you got? Time to put you out of your misery. There we go, best be wary. Defend this with your blade. 3 seconds. Extinction flare. And again, steel yourselves. Down for the count. Now if he's going to go blasting the entire island, we better work fast.
We stand with you. As do we for the future of the Indigo Deep.
The wall's gone. Now's our chance to strike. Seconds to extinction flare. Go team. Woke Ballista. It's good crap. I'll not be asked for your forgiveness, but this I promise. You'll be remembered for the mother that you were.
Admiral, I have no words. Our Queen Mother returns to the depths of eternal slumber. With your strength, you could have crushed us easily. Why did you spare our lives?
The beasts and the blasphemies are born from despair in our hearts. But no more. I would break the cycle. Though Tao may have been blind to it, I believe in a future where Sahagin and Laminsan live in harmony. Even after losing who she was, your queen made for your spawning grounds. And it is there she drew her last breath. When your next queen is crowned, know that she will have a safe place to raise her young. Once you have selected a suitable location, Limsa Laminsa will recognize and honor your claim.
A promise for which we are grateful, Admiral. But what of other peoples of Vilbrand?
The kobolds are open to the sea. The kobolds are open to the idea. The details will need to be negotiated, but I am confident that we will reach an agreement.
Sagi, Kobold, and Limson alike yearn to abide in peace. We can make it so. I've never fought alongside shorewalkers before, but I must say, it felt good. We have fought our neighbors for generations. It is one that's only suffering and tragedy. I beg of you, lay down your spears. It will take time and effort to build a gulf between our peoples, but bridge it we shall.
He's gonna go sneak off. I dare say we have a lot of talking to do as well, don't we, Commander Lawrence? Ah, Landale. If you'd just allow me to explain. Let's be off before they drag us into this mess. Agreed. Should have 2 more monk missions, then we should be able to continue. With actually a couple more jobs in Tulakalal, and then we should be able to continue.
Why did we ever believe that monstrosity was a blessing? What fools we were.
Perfect timing, Captain Commander. You must save me from this bloodthirsty bastard. What, Lawrence? Let's hear your excuse, and it better be a good one. Why in the 7 hells were you skulking about in the shadows while we did all the dirty work? It's like you'd not be any happier if I'd showed myself sooner. I can hear your whinging now. What, you didn't think we could handle this on our own? Oh, what the wham.
I'd be bloody furious regardless. Don't think I've forgotten what happened, or rather what didn't happen on the day of our duel.
Even though the future of the company hung in the balance, I waited and waited and waited until God's damn more. Still, you never turned up. I've got you now, and I will have my satisfaction. Given Doran's penchant for late arrivals, I couldn't help but worry, too. To say he cut it 5 would be an understatement. And not by choice, as usual. My scouts observed him roaming near Costa del Sol not long ago. It would seem our commander's woeful sense of direction is not improved in the least. I'm honestly surprised you never realized, Linda, that was to blame for his extreme tardiness. But the commander did indeed arrive at the agreed-upon location of their duel after the sun had risen and set a half a dozen times. Navigator, take me, Shami. You promised you'd stay between the 2 of us. Hi, Brayflox. You have a kind word or 2 for your old commander, don't you?
Commander Lawrence, commander no more. New commander, friend of Gabi's everywhere. Does many sweat works for Gabi kind.
And now I thought you were too much of a coward to face me in battle.
Oh, come now, Londonell. You know me better than...
Then it's settled. We fight here right now. On your guard.
Put that thing down, I say. He could hurt someone with that.
Yeah, go ahead and put it out. Hard to believe he was once the glue that held this merry band together. That's right, if you hadn't realized the obvious. Lawrence is our former commander. Forgive me for not stating it plainly sooner. I didn't want you to think we doubted your leadership. He's got his quirks, but as you saw, he's a force of nature on the battlefield.
Hey, what's up? Nah, I'm good. Appreciate it, though, Adria.
Appreciate the offer. Anyway, I think we can all say your stint as acting commander has been a rousing success. No, I'm good, though. I appreciate it. Anyhow, I think we can say our stint as acting commander has been a rousing success. Now I reckon it's about time you gave your final order.
Company of Heroes band break once more. Brayflux never liked parting with Gobby friends.
Yeah, I may have my complaints, but when we're together, good fights never fall away. You hardly need a company or commander to get you that, and should Limsa ever be imperiled, there's nothing stopping this from rising to the occasion yet again. Till then, you're all strong enough in your own right. Why not serve the weak in your own ways?
Oh.
You've quite a turn of duty, but all good things must come to an end. Any parting words before we go our separate ways? Let the company of heroes be disbanded. Finally, I can enjoy some semblance of peace again. At least as much as peace as a man can enjoy waiting hand and foot on the Lord of Costa del Sol. It may have been rough sailing at times, but I rather enjoyed serving under you, Acting Commander Peter. Yep, have a good one. Well, if you've got something to say, let's hear it. Let the company of heroes be disbanded. If I needed you to tell me. Well, I enjoyed the diversion. I know as well as any that my true place is in Gridania, leading a respectable life. You may not have been the perfect commander, but 12 is my witness. I would fight by your side again. Farewell. Await your orders, Commander. Walk after the yoke, brave gnome. I have responsibilities. A tribe that wants my guidance and protection. I can ill afford to tarry here much longer. Nevertheless, it was with some regret that I take my leave. For all their faults and all there are many, they are my companions, and I would miss them. Very well. Well, let's hear it, Commander. You owed me a fine bottle of your finest Bacchus. Indeed. I mean to return to Wineport as soon as I've tied up a few final loose ends here. Speaking of wine, I've always preferred the older vintages. And after sleep in their barrels for many a summer, they come off tasting better than ever. One might say the same about our own company. Well, see ya.
Brayflux wants busy work. Brayflux waits Uplander's lip flaps.
Let the company of heroes be disbanded.
Brayflux feels heavy heart, but accept Uplander's bossy words. Brayflux has good times and happy feels with Gobby friends, but good times will come again. And when they do, new boomsticks will bring blasty doom with much fastness.
And on that note, I ought to be on my way. Slipping away again, are we? Slipping away again, are we? You are a creature of habit. I resented you for it at the time, you know. But I think I understand now. Better to shun fame and not serve as an example for glory seekers too eager to fight and too quick to die. Now you're overthinking it. I'm a creature of whimsy. A man who lets the tailwind carry him where they will. But more importantly, this new age belongs to the new blood. I've had my day in the sun. If you succeed in brokering peace with the Beastmen, there'll be no need to worry about primals, and the company can go into permanent retirement. And then I can say I did right by the old man. If he hadn't been there for us both, I don't know if I could have pulled the trigger. Thank you, Lawrence. Brother. I did nothing. It was you who shouldered Captain Bluffin's burden, and that of the entire League. I'm sorry, Merweb. I know it hasn't been easy for you. But I dare say you've worked hard enough. Maybe us company folk aren't the only ones in need of retirement, but I've said too much. Lawrence holding his tongue. Gods, you have changed. But yes, my greatest test as Admiral still lies ahead, as we steer the great ship of Vilbrand toward a new future. You truly are your father's daughter. I owe you my thanks, too. Dare say you did almost as good a job keeping my men on task as I could have done. Cool. Trouble a hunch, but something tells me our paths may cross again. Forgive me if I carry on like I've never seen you before. Unlike my old friend Mistbeard, I prefer to keep my past in the past. Understandable. And with that, I'm off. Take care of yourselves.
The blasphemy is no more. We will never know lasting peace till the crushing tide agrees to lay down their arms. It'll be a daunting task, but we saw as Hatassah. They are not beyond reason. I do all in my powers to see that your efforts and the sacrifices of my brothers were not in vain. Forgive us. Even after being freed from False God's thrall, still we cling to our hateful beliefs. It's easier to hearken to Speaker Dow's every word and turn a blind eye to the harsh truth. Easier and cowardly. I'll return and speak to my brothers of the crushing tide. I'll tell them of our Queen Mother's sacrifice and of the vision of hope you have shared with us. Ask only you give us time, trust us to make our own decision. You have my word. If you will not be adverse, let us return to the spawning ground together. I venture, I have no words to express my gratitude for you. I will repay you the only way I know how, by doing my part to usher in an age where Shorewalker and Sahagin stand as one. Sure.
Join us now. Just us now, it would seem. Ever since we achieved a measure of peace with the kobolds, I prayed this day would come. Though it is, of course, only a beginning. Negotiations must be held, and words exchanged in earnest will invariably lead to flared tempers and bruised egos, but such things always accompany meaningful progress. The history of Vilbrand is one of bloodshed, but we have the power to change our ways. After all, it's clear we are united more by our similarities than we are divided by our differences. I will share what I've seen of the Zagin with my fellow Laminsons, and listen closely to their doubts and concerns. For it must be a harmony not foisted upon them from above, but one which they aspire to of their own free will. No doubt Nolan's brothers feel the same. Again, you've come to Limson's aid, my aid, at a time when we needed it most. When we next meet, I hope 'twill not be as admirable an adventurer, but as friends. Mayhap we're trading war stories over ales at the Wench. But for now I must return to my duties. Drafting reports and decrees is hardly the most exciting part of my role, but it is a necessary one. If you happen to pass through Razathan, pray, share your exploits with our delegate here. Doubtless he will be interested to hear your first-hand account. Sure. One day I'll lay down these muskets of mine for good. But not yet, Father. Not yet. All right. So we need to go to Razatan. By airship. Peter, your return. Pray tell, what news from my homeland? This, that, the other. Extraordinary. And a chance of peace for the Saiyeen. These are heartening tidings indeed. Without a doubt, you'll help dispel the pall of despair that once hung over Bilbrin. Our people now bask in newfound hope. I must share the news with the others. Full glad will they be to hear that the threat to Limsa Lominsa is no more. Thank you again, my friend. Quest complete. You now dive into specific gear for level 90 melee DPS. More than loss. My report is ready, sir. An honor to serve, sir. Excellent decision, sir. Adventures are my specialty. $100,649. Done. That's all you'll get from me. I hope it satisfies you. Did you ask for a yes? Well, then take it. Another adventure. Perform your menial task. Hopefully next time you have a more meaningful task for me. Mending time? Alright, let me use the restroom. I'll be right back. All right. Should that be? Hello there. I take it you've spoken with Bro Gable. Willing to lend a hand? Of course I am. I'm truly grateful. Then allow me to introduce myself. I'm Chef Gia, and I've traveled far from the village of the forest of Shaktorel in search of a brave soul to help us retrieve our stolen treasure. For generations have our people watched over the Dreamweave cocoon, the vessel in which the power of the swallowtail Torel Vidral is sealed. Before its ascension, the swallowtail warded off would-be predators by assuming the form of more threatening butterflies, poisonous ones and the like, through its skilled mimicry. So it survived day after day, summer after summer, until the dawn of its great new existence. It became capable of taking on the form of any creature which crossed its path. This fearsome power is sealed within the cocoon, and any who possess it commands the self-same abilities. Indeed, the wielder, too, may assume the form of any manner of beast or man they beheld. Yet this mimicry is not limited to mere physical forms. No, the wielder can replicate the talents and abilities of their target, so long as such actions fall within their kin, that is. In an instant, they can become the master of the hunt, a twin blade wielding viper, or a savage Brox, with claws and fangs to cut whomever they please. It is this power which has protected my village from the predators of the forest. For though it grants many boons, the forest contains threats of equal measure. By donning the skin of the most formidable beasts, we've kept ourselves safe for generations. Without the cocoon, our village's very survival is at risk, which is why we have sent our most formidable hunter, Itoka, to ensure that it is reclaimed. She's never failed to capture her quarry, or so I thought she would make short work of this ordeal. Yet there's been no word from her. I fear this may be the hunt she cannot undertake alone. For this reason, I wish to enlist the aid of one familiar with the lay of the land beyond the Great Sea, and one whose prowess in close quarters would complement her expertise with the bow. But the village ran into the thieves before he fled, and said he intended to use the cocoon's power in Kagane, which I understand is the name for the large settlement located far, far to the east. Please, for the sake of my home, set out for this eastern habitation and assist Itoka in retrieving the cocoon. Leave it to me. Your willingness to aid is most reassuring. You have my heartfelt thanks. Upon arriving to the eastern land, search for a Vieira woman carrying a bow and dressed in similar attire to myself. If you visit a tavern like this one, and I dare say, you may find someone who has seen her. Sure, you gotcha, fam. All right, we'll see ya. All right. And before we go, I'm going to see what all can be done over here. Hey, Shirlja. Peter, about your chamoya juice. Our customers can't get enough. What's more, the fashionable Momoja have taken to calling it smooth scale juice. Frankly, I've had so many orders I'm completely indifferent toward handling chamoya. As far as I'm concerned, it's a fruit like any other. Now, I say we keep our momentum and move on to concocting our next prototype. Sure. For this one, I'd like to address the health concerns of moblins. Among those who live in Trilalao, many work as gatherers, traveling long distances while bearing big, heavy packs. A drink that alleviates fatigue may do wonders for them. The problem is the Moblin palate is somewhat unfathomable to other people. Their favorite rot tea, for instance, smells like, well, not like something I would prefer to drink. I worry that a similarly pungent beverage may result in the immediate cessation of business for Cheryl Juice Craft. So instead, I'd like to try our luck at fermented aloe. Its scent is striking yet fruity, and I suspect it would satisfy the Moblin's preference for strong flavors without alienating the rest of my clientele. All that remains is to add an ingredient fit for soothing sore muscles. That much I can leave to you, I hope.
Sure.
Excellent. And about the Halnuruk, I know I wasn't able to convince him last time, but his opinion on Moblin is absolutely necessary for this drink. We must make this juice so astringently aromatic that even he'll want to take a sip.
Yeah, sure.
I got you, Finn. I'm glad I can count on you. Let's have some delicious fermented aloe juice waiting for him once he gets back from his gathering. To Mickey deliveries. Quest accepted. Oh my gosh, grade 1 Gemsap of Dexterity. I need 6 of them. I need 24 grade 1 Gemsaps of Dexterity. Oof. 24.
Peter, just the person I wanted to see. Our journey to Warlord's Echo gave us countless insights, don't you think? Into my own family history, the Dawn Servants' wish for the nation, and the myriad ways in which our diverse peoples tell their stories. I feel readier than ever to transcribe more tales of so many. Sure. You two look happy out in a pail of Rarik in the sun. Has something happened? So many. Impeccable timing. I come from a journey of ancestral discovery and bring with me freshly penned tome of family tales. Might I persuade you to read it? It would be my honor. No better way to put my reading skills to use. I also like to make improvements upon my writing, but I suspect it will be some time before I can pen anything like you can. Speaking of, a Maman Jacques customer came the other day and entertained us with some wonderful stories. Perhaps we can compile them in a book. Of course. We'll begin our preparations straight away. To cover our Maman Jacques tome, we have to include materials from Yaktel. Yaktel. In the meantime, I'll clean my pens and ready our parchment. You got it. You got it, buddy. We got this. Perfect. We can do this right now. There you have it. First one complete.
Okay. Two more. Let's turn these in, and then we can get the last one. Because we're out of space. Aw. Only one that's level 98 is Weaver, right? Yep. The detail you've achieved in this craftsmanship. Forgive me for saying so, but your treatment of these yak-tailed materials is the most impressive I've seen thus far. Bravo. Detail was achieved in your craftsmanship. Forgive me for saying so, but your treatment of these Jactel materials is the most impressive I've seen thus far. Bravo. Huzzah. As we weave together our book cover for you. And the tale was told to me by Mademoiselle of the Dawntrail clan. The Dawntrail have long been known for their skill as mounted warriors. But their mounts are not only meant for warfare. It's an age-old story passed down through generations and generations. There we go. Once lived a Dawntrail youth, bound by the creed of his people, to seek a land blessed by sunlight. For this elusive paradise they searched endlessly, fought endlessly. Compared to their warrior friends, however, the youth was ill-suited for battle. He and his widower were entrusted not with weapons, but a cart with which to deliver parcels. Would that I could ride a winged mount, the youth thought. Upon it, he could breach the thick canopy of the forest and gaze upon the splendor of the sun. Meow. Day after day he wandered the forest, hoping to tame a flying beast of his own. Yet his frail physique proved a burden. Once and again he was thrown from the spirited creatures, until his comrades laughed to see his fruitless, dogged attempts. Still the youth was determined, and after countless failures he gained mastery over a beast known as the Reclamato. He became the first of his people to sit astride the winged creature. Right away the youth went to his aging parents and taught them how he had achieved his feat. Then, leaping upon Rush of Shadow, he took to the skies. Higher and higher he flew toward the canopy, until finally he disappeared. He never returned home again. It said he found the land of sunlight his people had searched for. The techniques he left would be learned by all Dawntrail, and to this day it is not uncommon to see riders upon winged mounts, basking in the sunlight upon the winds. What an alluring azure hue, like the depths of the cenotes untouched by sunlight, or the deep blue sky of the Dawntrail youth learned for, the complicated and beautiful color blue. What sort of impression do you get from this story, Peter? I wonder if he found what he was looking for. Given the volatile setting of wartime, he may have been struck down by an enemy or simply lost among the trees, but it's hardly the ending I'd like to imagine. We may never be able to return to the past and discover the truth for ourselves, but we can carry our feelings about them into the future that they help create. Writing a book of tales does just that, I think. It entrusts our hopes and feelings to those who follow after. In other words, no one cares from these hopes. If no one carries on these hopes and feelings, they might be lost forever. The stories that I've told and you've penned, they're each filled with history and aspirations of their respective peoples. But my people have not a single written record. Our oral tradition is utterly unknown to those outside our community. Were we to vanish one day, we would leave not a trace of our existence behind. Our stories would. Lenny? Pardon me, my shift starts soon. I should be off. Thank you for the lovely book. Okay, we're done. You're getting too rough, kitty. Delivered the requested items. Esteem level increased. Africa now considers you a binding authority. New quest continues. The story of Epistles of Pamlica is now available. Speak with Pamlica at level 100 or above, carpenter, leatherworker, or weaver to undertake this quest. Oh, yes, I love you too. Mm-hmm. Welcome back to my apothecary, Piotr. I always appreciate you stopping by. We're busy as ever, as you can see. Although since we last met, Ovalo's been acting strangely. He brushes off all my attempts to help and works with a singular focus. I think he still believes he crossed the line by asking about my pact. It's focusing his efforts more than usual to make up for his perceived affront. Bless you. All of which is to say, I have no work for you today. Well, if our tasks for the day are done, I think we should try and unravel the nature of the azure tours you found. Well, I understand now. You squared away today's work so quickly because you had hoped to employ Pieter's energies to the tears. Oh, not exactly. Yet I admit a thought did occur to me. I found it difficult to think about else of late. What could these stones possibly be? Truth be told, I can scarce imagine how we might prove they are connected to a meteor. As difficult as it is for me to admit, Master Shunye, your theory remains just that. Yet if we were to find similar crystals in another location where meteors had fallen, what then? Would that not provide sufficient evidence that the two phenomena are related? I don't think you'll find anything. I've asked all who would listen if they've seen anything resembling the tears, and even the most worldly of my connections say they're quite singular. Perhaps they're the only objects of their kind in this world. In that case, they'll be rarer than any precious jewel. I believe your inability to find any information on them gives us all the more reason to look. Pietro and I have yet to search for items, after all. As you know, our skill at finding the rather rarest of specimens. Well, we might as well try. You too, huh? Can't help but notice that the jewels remind me of that land up north in the dome. Very well. I'll only make this imposition on you once. You've done enough for me already. All right, let's go. Now, there are several locations on Tyrol where meteorites have fallen in the past. The Surfrush crater is purported to be the largest by scholars who study such phenomena. However, over the years, nature has healed the scar left behind. Soil has accumulated and trees have taken root. Now the area is known as Dawntrail. But I doubt that little earth and wood can deter you. And somewhere under all that wildlife, we can find material that has lain there since the meteor struck. If you find something that resembles the tears, then we may be able to solidify a theory on what transpired 50 years ago. We'll know that it came from a meteorite, at least. Well then, let us waste no time. Off to Dawntrail we go. Yeah, let's go. Bunch of Mickey deliveries. Quest accepted. Okay. Okay. So what's next? Hunter and the Hunted. That would be Monk. So Tukagane. Cheaper, that's an expensive trip. Let's get what we can get done in the east. Kitty, you are purring hard. Welcome to the Chateau Viejo story. How may I serve you? You're searching for someone. As a matter of fact, I do distinctly remember seeing a Viejo woman of that description earlier, but I'm afraid I could not tell you where she may be now. A lass from Tyrol, was it? Sorry, I can't help you. That reminds me, though, I heard Tyrol has its own variety of spirits called Mescal. I need to taste it myself for an age now. You have no idea how hard it is to get one's hand on a bottle of it here. I mean, I have some idea. I know, yeah. A Vera woman bearing a bow, why, yes, I do recall such a person. It was hard not to notice her, really, given how she was peering at every little thing. If she came from distant lands in the west, no doubt Kagani is quite the unusual sight for her. With any luck, she'll still be where I saw her, in the vicinity of the Shikogeme barracks. Aye. Yeah, I know. Talesk woman. This city is simply too large for me to cover alone. Perhaps it's time I returned home. Hey there. Oh. I've come to aid your search, Itoka. Oh, is that right? I'm grateful, but why? I've been sent here from the peoples of your land. I see, Shataya always was a worrywart. Won't deny I appreciate the help, though. Ascertaining the whereabouts of the cocoon will be no easy task. I managed to secure a room and board for this lodging after arriving in Kagani, and I've been using it as a base to track down the thief ever since. I'll tell you all that I know. According to eyewitnesses in my village, the thief is a middle-aged Hurrian male. That's all we have to go on regarding his appearance. Yet so long as he possesses the cocoon, he could be anyone and anything. An elderly woman traipsing around the street, a child throwing a ball, maybe even a dog chasing after it. Truth be told, it was night within trying to find him. That is until I discovered that a series of unusual squabbles has been occurring around the city. After investigating these incidents, I found one commonality. The instigator in each case invariably had no recollection of the incident, let alone inciting it. What's more, eerie accounts have begun to circulate amongst the residents. Some folk claim they've somehow been seen in two places at once. Based on all this, I believe the thief's been using the Dreamweave cocoon to transform into innocence and spread discord throughout the city. Stands to reason we can find them by following a trail of chaos left in his wake, no? And yet, even should we apprehend him, in whatever form he's hidden himself within, there's nothing to stop him from feigning ignorance. Besides the secret remedy, of course. The recipe for an elixir which can forcibly remove the cocoon's enchantment has been passed down in the village for emergencies like this. I made sure to prepare a few vials before making the journey here. And I simply throw a solution at the suspect, and the cocoon's weave of mimicry will unfurl on the spot. That uncovers everything. Now, let's say we see if there's any trouble afoot. The thief will undoubtedly not be far from it. Let me know when you're ready. We'll catch him together. Sure, let's do it. Ready to set off then? Perfect. I say we begin our search for the markets. I recall a great number of people gathering in the Rakuda district. I believe it was called. Itoka is now accompanying you. Keep her at your side in order to proceed with the quest objectives. You can leave Itoka behind by entering a different area or by speaking with her and select the option to part ways. If you wish to have Itoka accompany you again, return and speak to her at this original location. Just in case you needed that tutorial. If you didn't know how it worked, because they've only told you like 100 times this thing. I think all this was brought by mortal hands. Remarkable. My people have ever lived in harmony with nature, but that doesn't mean we condemn the ways of those who choose otherwise. In fact, in the brief time we've been exposed to settlement like this, I've come to see such places have their merits, too. Yes, more Vieira lore. More Vieira lore. All of it. Look, you thieving whoresome, I told you this isn't enough. Now let's go. But sir, that cannot be right. I'm sure I gave you your charge and your change in full. Enough, hand over my money or I'll take it by force. Isn't it obvious? No one's getting so worked up over a handful of coins unless they're looking for trouble. Reveal yourself, villain. What in the blazes do you think you're doing? Oh, I'm sorry. Very, very sorry. Oh dear. Thousand apologies, sir. I gravely miscalculated your change. I'll return what you're owed immediately. I beg your forgiveness. I apologize for the disturbance. How dreadfully embarrassing. Oh, the hunter didn't quit after a single arrow misses its mark. Best not to dwell on what's done, and instead focus on our next course of action. Let's see how things fare in Koganadori. I mean, sure. You keep throwing things at people? I can't believe how impossibly vast that sea is. My jaw dropped when I first saw it. I could hardly fathom where the horizon ended and the sea began. Before arriving in Tuhirawal, I imagined the sea to be a much larger, saltier body of water than the lake back home. There we would race from shore to shore to attempt the same here, I fear, would have fatal results. I'll cut you down where you stand, you lecherous lummox. Sorry, I'll cut you down where you stand, you lecherous lummox. These are just people. What's going on here? The big bloke yonder allegedly laid hand on that grizzled fella's woman. Afraid this may come to blows. Calm yourself, man. I'm not done what she claims. You dare add insult to injury by calling her a liar? Ignore her. I told you that pig defiled me. Cut him down this instant. There's no truth to her words. Wherefore does she spout such rubbish? Come and give me strength. Cut the bloody brute down already. Yes, not less than your head shall serve as penance for your crimes. Very well, let my blade prove my innocence. Yeah, she seems awful suspicious. It's her, right? Yeah, kind of seems like it. Was that really necessary? No matter, I was growing weary of this pretty face. I was growing weary of this petty farce. It's time I moved on to bigger and better things. Oh, no, you don't. Exactly. Oh. And off he goes. How up? That bull is more out of tune than I realized. Good you didn't hit an innocent. Sweetheart. Is it really you who think that Kami are safe? I found her lying unconscious in a nearby alleyway. She could only vaguely recall being attacked from behind before losing consciousness. So the villain knocked her out before assuming her visage in a ploy to deceive her husband. I fell for the deception like a complete another fool. I do not even know how to begin to make amends. There are no amends to be made. You simply acted as any husband would. Due to your involvement, this matter was resolved without bloodshed. The Tsukigami, I thank you. It is regrettable, however, that the village managed to escape. A criminal who can change their shape at will is exceedingly dangerous. Know that the Tsukigami will alert the populace of this menace and remain vigilant of any suspicious activity in the city. Oh, let's return to my lodgings. I'd like to go over where we stand with our elusive quarry. Sure. That's predictive. The thief has been using the cocoon's power of mimicry to incite conflict throughout the city. What he hopes to accomplish by doing this, however, is still unclear. And so long as he has this power, our sole means of tracking him remains the havoc left in his wake. A trying trial for any hunter, but I'm heartened to have a warrior like you beside me as I tread it. We'll catch him together, Peter, and when we do, we'll mete out the justice he deserves. Good to see you, Peter. For better or worse, I haven't heard of any unusual incidents at Kagani since our last altercation with the thief. There may be a reason for that. Remember when he claimed he was moving on to bigger and better things? If we catch him, we may have to expand the scope of our search beyond Kagani. Yet he traveled all the way from Tyrell, this eastern land, for a reason, and I can't imagine he'd go too far. Do you know of any other settlements nearby? The Ruby Sea is dotted with settlements. People live out in those waters, but they're so vast. Where do we even begin? Well, there's several places. Now, the Batufu is an outpost in the Ruby Prigs. And that sounds like a perfect place to start. Let's make our way there and avail ourselves of the soldier's intel. If anything out of the ordinary has occurred, no doubt they'll be aware of it. Shall we?
Well, this is unexpected. What brings you to the Ruby Price?
All we're looking for, a guy who can change his face.
Disputes? Strange you should ask. Not even a moon ago, the waters of the Ruby Sea were poised to turn a sanguinary shade.
Oh, what now? Please, tell us everything.
A Confederate skiff approached the Ruby Price without authorization, and its occupant began hurling insult after insult in an obvious attempt to provoke us. We did not succumb to their provocations, however. After warning the vessel we'd fire if they drew any closer, they withdrew without a word. However, should they attempt to provoke us again, we will not display the same level of restraint, and the Royal Volcano will signal their comrades to rally in force. The waters will flow red. Of that there can be no doubt. Tensions run high, not like this has ever occurred.
I see. Thank you for the information. And we speak privately.
Sure.
Based on a testimony just now, I gather there's an agreement in these waters, so the Confederates are not to draw near the Ruby Price, guarded as it is by Bukafuku sentries. If that's the case, then as the soldier stated, I can only conclude that the vessel entering was attempting to incite a dispute between these two factions. Which fits the modus operandi of our quarry, wouldn't you say? Perhaps it was he who sailed under the banner of the Confederates. Whatever the case may be, we have nothing but conjecture. We need solid evidence before we can alert the soldiers here to this threat. I doubt they'll heed our warnings otherwise. First, we need to verify that any members of the Confederacy actually approached the Ruby Price. Do you know where their base of operations can be found? Sure, it's just like right over there. That little island right by here. Sakozuki. Looks like it'll be fastest for us to swim there. Well, except that I've got a bird. I'll fly there.
What? Absolutely not. Not one of my Confederate brothers or sisters would even approach the Ruby Price without authorization. These cowardly Bafuku dogs must be concocted this baseless rumor to get a rise out of us.
Don't know what that person is talking about, and I'm worried to look into it too far. Soldiers at the Ruby Prize said that, did they? Pardon my language, about to load a shot. We've no interest in Hingman waters. If anything, I've seen their skiffs approaching in our territory of late. If you ask me, they're the ones thirsty for blood. Yeah, this person tried to start a war between these two groups. There you are, Peter. Listen to what this person has to say. The situation is more grave than we thought. I'm thankful you came, not a moment too soon. Captain Rocher ain't been acting himself, you see. Normally where he goes, Tansui goes, but not today. He showed up just earlier by his lodestone and ordered us to gather as many heads as able to join him on the Isle of Becco to attend to some pressing business. Normally I'd oblige the captain without a moment's hesitation, but I had a feeling something weren't right, so I asked him what manner of business. We're going to set the Ruby Price ablaze, says he. A bloody Ruby Price. Tried speaking some sense into him. They weren't of a mind to listen. Walked off saying there's no need of no craven bastards like me. Look, I don't know what's gotten into the captain. But it can't be anything good. Please go to the Isle of Becco and stop him and his comrades before it's too late. This Rasho's acting strangely. Can't be a coincidence. We need to get to that island, and quickly. Do you know the way? Oh, yeah. Just follow the indicator. Good. I've not got a moment to waste. See you later, bud. I hear voices. Seems they've gathered up ahead. The scum think they can encroach on our territory and get away with it. I'll be damned if we let them. Tonight we lay siege to the Ruby Price and seize it for ourselves. But are you sure if we do this, we won't just be starting a battle, we'd be starting a war? You've been acting strangely, Captain. What's got into you? Silence. I didn't ask for your bloody opinion. Those lying dogs claim it was us breaching the agreement. I say we give the bastards what they deserve. You're not welcome here. Be gone if you value your lives. You're not Rasho. Saw through my disguise once again. Don't tell me you can't even a pirate captain amongst your acquaintances. I do. What are you trying to... What are you trying to accomplish? Why incite such conflict wherever you go? Why, I'm sorry to disappoint you, but contrary to the passage of the Unbound's prattling about freeing the world from the tyranny of government, I have no grand designs. I wish merely for everyone to show their true faces. Folk love to put on airs of sophistication and virtue, but push them toward the edge and their masks slip off to reveal the monsters underneath. They'll go for their neighbor's jugular to save their own skin. You've seen it for yourselves. It's quite the spectacle. Ma'am, you need to fix your bow.
perhaps the archer who's wielding it. Damn it, the winds are too strong. You're really bad at this. Oh, the man of 1,000 faces, a true menace indeed. We'll return to Okmoro forthwith to alert the captain. Sir, the man of 1,000 faces is a true menace indeed. We'll return to Okmoro forthwith to alert the captain. Rest assured, the Confederacy will be keeping a close watch over the Ruby Sea. I didn't think for a moment he was an impostor. The lies he spouted about the Bafuku soldiers were enough to make my blood boil. To think what would have happened had you not been there to stop us. Kami bless you. All he wants is to expose people's so-called true faces. That he would use the cocoon for such a petty cause. Unthinkable. Let's return to Kagane for the time being. Sure. Damn it all. I can't believe a bastard like that. Oh, forgive me. I'll find myself more disgusted with that villain each time we see him, and I think that all this is driven by small-minded spite. From what I could gauge, he didn't fly toward Kagane during his escape. I believe he seeks a new settlement to terrorize. Now the Confederacy and I are acquainted, I'll see if they can't keep me snip out of... Now the Confederacy and I are acquainted. I'll see if they can't help me snip out of roost. No doubt that where there's smoke, he'll be there stoking the fire. And I suppose I'll use this period to tend to my bow. Next time my arrow will fly through. Will it? Believe it when I see it. Alright. A drink for every mobby. Markets. I need, what, 24? Grade 1 gen saps of dexterity. I'm not going to be able to get that right now. Okay, that's fine. Dig some truth. Fresh.
security. Deep earth fragment. I need 4 more. Two more, alright. And I need space for those too, so... Those XCOM numbers.
or more. Alright. So I've got 6, right? I have 6, okay. I'm sorry you got roped into this, but I'm looking forward to seeing what you can find all the same. What we seek is most likely in Yaktel. You'll have to dig deep, but I know you're equal to the task. Amazing. It is plainly composed of materials entirely different from those found on the surface of Yaktel. Much more dense, much older, and shaped so beautifully besides. You've done well, Peter. With both your and Ulvo's samples, you should be able to reach a conclusion at least. I think I maxed out Purple Gatherer's scripts at this point. Unfortunately, the "Are you sure" messages come up so much that I just automatically click yes without reading what. And I think I maxed out my scripts, and I should have used some purple scripts before clicking yes, but whatever. Did you discover aught? Well, I was able to detect small fragments of deep blue substance, and when I shined light on it, the color did indeed resemble the tears. But even so, there wasn't enough. As far as my abilities can discern, there's no way to tell for certain if the two substances are one and the same. I see. Yet you admit the possibility that they might be related. This is good tidings. We simply need to keep digging, and eventually we'll find the sample large enough to give us the definitive conclusion. I did not expect this journey to be finished after just one outing. I shall return to Yaktel as many times as it takes. Why must you do this to yourself, Overall? You needn't feel obligated to help me resolve this personal matter. At the end of the day, it won't teach you any more about the Chateau. You are correct. I admit that digging out deep into the soil is not a task that will help my people thrive. Yet, hearing a boy speak with such affection for her family, and seeing you suffer for the loss of your own, I came to a realization. Well, we may call ourselves by different names. Both of our peoples cherish family above all. If my village suffered the same fate as yours, I would not rest until I found the cause. I could not suffer to live with myself otherwise. And I know you feel the same. That's why you still have the tears, even though they hold naught but painful memories. Before, you said that your long years running this shop allowed you to guess what the stones were related to your tragedy. But I know that deep down you started this apothecary because you knew it would bring you closer to an answer. As your employee, it is only meet that I should help you achieve this goal. Allow me to help you, Master Shunya. Yeah, me too. So reckless you are in your own journey, but so diligent in helping me along with mine. I hope you'll at least manage to save a handful of coins since coming here. If we're going forward with this, I must ask that you spare yet till future digging. I won't sacrifice the region's natural beauty in my quest, nor damage another's home. There has to be a different way. I shall require time to find it. When I do, I only ask that you be there, Pietro, to help. Can I count on you? Oh, yeah, sure. Always. I'm there for you, fam. Thank you. Truly. I'll have to sell a good portion of my stock to pay back the debt I owe you all when it's all said and done. You got it. You delivered the requested items. Huzzah! Esteem level increased. Shunya now considers you a glorious gatherer. Next request to be available for Shunya upon reaching level 100 as a botanist or miner, which we are close. We're level 99. Masiguring, huh? Okay. Well, I think we've got everything that we can get. Let's go ahead and turn on the coffee. I'm going to take a quick potty break, and then we'll continue with the story.
I am going to stop a little early today, about 11, to run some errands and such, but I hope to start a little early, around noon, back from the errands. So, all right, go back. I'm going to make some of the aloe juice. Can't make all of it. I'm going to make some of it. That's close enough. We should be able to get there from there. I'll turn this in slowly because I do not trust my current luck. So we'll just do the one, and then we'll go on from there.
We need a soothing refreshment fit for a moblin, particularly one enticing enough to elicit our friend's help. Goodness gracious, this is an overpowering scent. If this doesn't please our moblin customers, I shudder to imagine what will.
Okay. 8 divided by 3. Wow. Why not? Okay. So that only works on what? Level 100 items? Okay. Well, that's not good.
Boy, for you forever.
Whatever. Let's continue. Nope. I just can't. I just can't. I just can't. You got this. Go get him, Tiger. Oh, thanks. Look, can I ask you something? How are you not terrified of the pylons? I know they function as relay points for energy gathered here, but they quite literally attract lightning. Every strike is like an explosion rattling me to the bone, and I hate it. Still, if it's not much safer standing here around here, so I may as well keep going. If I stop again, I need you to really psych me up, okay? You got it. Come on, give up. I can't take this anymore. I want to go home. You got this. I know it may not seem like it, but your moral support is a tremendous help right now, sir. I'm so close to the rendezvous point, but the roar of lightning really isn't helping my nerves. Maybe I'll pretend it's an asteroid here. Yes, it's just a big, bloodthirsty asteroid here. Whatever helps you. You saved my life for a moment there. Thought I'd have to lose my regulator. Now, I somehow doubt an adventure like you just so happened to be passing through. That researcher sent you to find me, didn't he? I'd better head back to explain what happened. May as well come and join me. I'm sure they want to know you're safe, too. Eventually. But first, I got more people to save.
Oh, that's be good. That was the last of my soul cells. I could have really died there. Thank you for your help, by the way. So, what brings you out here to the middle of nowhere? Someone sent me to look for you. Oh, I think Naneka sent you for me. The next two people will just save my life then. But you might come in with me to see her. I want her to know that I'm safe and grateful beside. Sure.
All right. So. We should do the southwest. To the southwest. 76 to the west, and there it is. Underneath our current hunt. Before I do that, provide some assistance over there. To the outskirts. Hunter told me everything. From the bottom of my heart, thank you for taking such swift action. These soldiers require energy gathered by lightning, and yet lightning also proves to be their weakness. Apparently, it took a nasty jolt from the thunder yards and went berserk. Honestly, why are they tinkering with offensive output when they could be correcting this glaring flaw in the design? Rest assured, the engineer in charge will hear about this and will my report. Sorry for the trouble. I hope this small token will suffice as compensation. Be the home point.
Welcome back, dear. I can't thank you enough for rescuing this poor, reckless fool of a girl. You're not a child anymore, Shiloh. Act your age. Now, what do you say to the kind stranger who saved your life? I know I've already told you once before, but thank you, truly. I'm Shiloh, and I'm in charge of your previous Halo. To tell the truth, I'm still learning how everything works. I used to be an electroscope engineer, but for some reason the government reassigned me. And I'm the Mickey, the farm's corn keeper, or resident nag, depending on who you ask. I would get your name too, hero. I'm Peter Krolins. Peter rolls right off the tongue, doesn't it? Well, that's a name you best not forget, Shiloh. You'll be dead if it's not for him. Now, why in the world would you leave the safe to the outskirts all by yourself? You've been acting so strangely of late. It's clear you're hiding something. So, out with it. Really is no getting anything past you, is there? Fine, I'll explain, but you have to promise to keep it a secret for now, all right? Truth is, I noticed the farm's harvests have been shrinking year over year, and I can't for the life of me figure out why. The staff are all doing great work, and as a former engineer, I'd say for certain that the equipment's in proper working order. I even checked the pylons, and the readout was totally normal. But I know there's a problem, and the longer we wait, the worse it'll get. In a few years, the crops will stop growing entirely. Something has to be done. Well, it sounds serious, and I appreciate you for taking the initiative to solve it, but I worry about you, Shiloh. I can't have you putting your life in danger. Oh. Peter, would you be willing to look after her for the matter? Help her look into the matter? Oh, sure, I can do that. As an outsider, your idea of normal is sure to be different from ours. I reckon a fresh set of eyes will be able to spot something we can't. Well, she's right. I can certainly use an unbiased perspective. Would you please help me, Peter? Sure, you can count on me. Right then, with that settled, I think what you two need now is a good meal. Have a seat in your Annie Kakena. I'll fix you some fresh vegetables. Excellent, thanks. Enjoyed the meal? Enjoyed the meal. It's a traditional Tawa cooking. If you can help Shiloh figure out what's there on the farm, rest assured there's more where that came from. All right, Peter, time to get started. Well, I suppose I've already started, but you know what I mean. First things first, we should have you look at the fields and see if you can spot anything that strikes you as unusual. You go ahead and make ready, Shiloh. His cornkeeper would be remiss to overlook the matter of Peter's payment before he leaves. I'll send him along shortly. Okay, then. Meet me by the bridge just outside town when you're ready. Forgive me, Peter. I wasn't entirely honest just now. You will, of course, be paid for your services, but there's something else I wanted to discuss. I have a personal favor to ask of you. It concerns Shiloh. She was born after a land's fusion, you see, and her parents, well, none of us remember them. The townsfolk have all done their best to look after her, but I suspect she may struggle with things she doesn't feel she can talk to us about. Her reassignment by the government, for instance. For an outsider like you, however, I suspect she may be willing to open up. Perhaps you could find a quiet moment during your investigation to talk to her. Sure. Thank you, Peter. Your help is much appreciated, on both counts, of course. Now run along and don't forget, you're going to meet her at the southern bridge. All right. Speaker keeps turning itself down. Headphones keep turning themselves down. There you go. Annie really touched your ear off, didn't she? Well, I'll spell you my idle chit-chat. You walk these fields with Her Majesty, right? Oh, what was your first impression? Be honest and don't hold back. Any little critique might help. So, how does anyone farm in this weather? Like, at all? Oh, I didn't realize that was an issue. But now that I think on it, this place used to get a lot more sunlight in the past. That's why it's called Yasulani, after all, when the clouds are dry, in Shalunatong. Nobody thinks the electroscope technology the farmers survived this long. Specifically those pillars in the center of each field. They're true godsend, converting electrical energy, not just water, but also fire to stave off the cold, and earth to replenish the soil. They were the first thing I thought to check, but they're perfectly functional. Still, you have a point. It isn't exactly prime farmland. Maybe there's an underlying problem with the soil that can't be mitigated with our tech. In that case, I say we roll up our sleeves and examine the fields more closely. I'll take the east side. Yours is the west. Sound good? Sure. Great. If you spot anything out of the ordinary, just give us a shout. Likewise, if you find anything, make sure you hear me. Likewise, if I find anything, you'll be sure to hear me. Now, let's get to it.
The soil is well drained, just the right amount of moisture, an effective electroscope pillar, perhaps. In any case, perhaps nothing's wrong. Nothing appears to be wrong, certainly. Soil is faintly warm to the touch. Evidently, this electroscope pillar is doing its job. If you listen carefully, you make out the muffled crackling sound from underground. Soki will want to hear about this. Too much electricity in and around itself. Crumbly soil. Soil is nice and crumbly, owing not just the electrical pillar, but the dedicated maintenance of the farmhands here. There are no glaring issues you can spot. Now that you've investigated all the fields to the west, you should apprise Charloki of the strange crackling sound you heard earlier. This field has some crackling. It's the field where you heard the funny sound, huh? There it is. Sounds to me like it's coming from deep underground. Perhaps our long ears really do hearken to the call of the earth, like the Shatona legends say. Should we start digging? Yeah, let's do it. You know, this soil feels a little too warm. What is that smell? Mushrooms? Well, I found something. It's a box. Some sort of measurement device? That's enough crackling, you. What's inside the box? Papers. Someone's report, looks like. What's written here? To Shaloke from Iopi. Concerns about toxic X-ray infestation. The Yippie? The Yippie? How does the farmer's founder know my name? And why would they pin me a letter? I write to you regarding our concerns for the future of this farm, as well as their potential solutions. The farm survives with the mercy of technological support, but if the same crops are planted again and again over a sustained period of time, there's a chance that the yields might weaken. I don't believe it. This is precisely the problem we're having. This is a brilliant discovery, Peter. I need to sit down and read everything that's written here. Will you go and tell Auntie Naniki about this? Sure. Awesome. Thank you. They're going to the east. Okay, so up on that rise. Somewhere near the Thunder Yards. To the east. Or to the southeast. Should be visible. .45 to the northeast. Oh, it should be really, really easy to find. There it is. Well, you get to 2 stars. Anyway, that's not what I was actually looking for. So 4, I got 6 more of those to go. Heritage found. To the north. To the north. I see it. Way far off. 1,000 to the west. Closest we got. Okay. Veteran hunter over here. My trainee here told me the whole story, and he lit a proper fire under belly, yeah? To her credit, she did well in the hunter's exam. I reckon she's got promise. Not like she's the only person who's nervous about the lightning anyhow. Besides, your words of encouragement seem to strike a chord with her, so I have faith she'll overcome it in time. Now, if you'll excuse us, we got some monsters to hunt. Take care.
fruit, and aloe jelly. Oh, welcome back. That gleam in your eye tells me there's been progress. Where's Shayla? Well, she's on her way. Reading a bunch of stuff. A letter with her name on it buried in a box in the fields. Her eyes must be glued to the pages even now. I wish I could offer you more details about the year that day, but my memories must have been taken to the cloud. I'm sure it must have been very strange to you that we forgot the dead. Even we struggled to come to terms with it at first, but we all came to the same conclusion. For the Trolley citizens to make a life for ourselves out here, but we're the regulators, all of us, even baby Shalo. At any rate, that matters. What matters is that you've managed to find a lead. Carry on with the investigation, dear, and do let me know how it goes. Shalo said she wanted to sit down and read, did she? In that case, I suspect she's at the control tower right about now. It's a facility that houses the town's electroscope equipment. She's been hunting the place ever since she was a child. Anyhow, she needs to read something without distractions. Like as not, you'll find her there. As for why she's so taken with the town, I couldn't rightly tell you. Anyway, I'll mark it on your map. Go and check on it, will you? Well, hello, Peter. Perfect timing, actually. I just finished reading over the report. Turns out Yeppie was a Shatona woman, and apparently she's also, your mom? Well, I'll get to that later. More importantly, this report details a major problem she foresees impacting the farm decades down the line, which is to say right about now. It says here she buried this microbial colony counter with her findings, so the moment this particular problem started to manifest in the field, the alarm would sound and draw someone's attention. Now, I wanted to ask, have you ever been to Yaslani Station? The reporter suggested a solution to our problem, but it requires a special device she apparently left all the way over at the station. Before you say anything, don't worry, I won't be running headfirst into danger on my own again. That's assuming, of course, you'll accompany me there. Oh, yeah, sure. Let's go. Thanks, Peter. Make whatever preparations you need to, and then meet me at the Halo. I'll be waiting. So about halfway through the occurrence here. That's it. Excellent. So, about the problem with the farm. According to the report, the cause of the declining harvest is an infestation of exo-rays, a type of toxic slime mold. With the electroscope pillars fertilizing the soil, everything in the ground starts to benefit, good or bad. That's why the farmhands weed the fields so aggressively. By hiding out of sight under the topsoil, the exo-rays have free rein to draw vital nutrients away from the crops. The more they multiply, the smaller our yields. In short, if we're to save the crops, we need to exterminate the exo-rays. And to do that, we'll need the device that's stored at the station. You ready? You with me? What I don't understand is why Yuppie was for the report on the device in two separate locations. Wouldn't it have been easier to put them both in the box? Oh well, no point in wondering, I suppose. Well, we'll be off then. about the Pesciani village while we're here, why don't you? Here at Pesciani, where the stones howl, the Utopia reports claim both she and Auntie Naneki used to live here. When the land changed so drastically that the entire village was all but flung into danger, that's when Queen Sphinx showed up. After some discussion, it was decided the villagers would take refuge in Everkeep. While most of their content would stay there, some grew to miss the feel of nature beneath their feet, so they decided to resettle in the outskirts. Auntie and the others would be living the high life in Solution 9 right now if they wanted, but instead they remained loyal to the land. That dusty old town means the world to me, Peter. I originally took on the role of engineer so I could help make life easier for everyone. If we're going to be responsible for the farm, it's up to me to solve its problems, whatever those might be. The station's coming up now, just over the hill to the southeast. I'm not in any hurry to cross the finish line, though. Slow and steady wins the race just well. Yep, well, I'm bun, so gotta go fast. Because I'm speed. Seems a downright waste of time to me. A little elbow grease, these houses could be good as new. I suppose it's too far from the safety of Everkeep. You know, that reminds me, apparently the Toranarata and the Santona used to be sworn enemies. Can you believe it? But then some king, Gulu, or something like that, mended a rift between the two peoples, and they came to share the land peaceably. That all happened before Annie was born, so who knows how many decades that was. We've come quite a long ways now. Look at the view of Everkeep. When I was little. That is impressive. When I was little, I attended school there and the other kids from the outskirts. That's when I learned all I needed to work as an electroscope engineer. The Yopi wrote in her report that she once took some of those classes. They said those mysterious machines were a new frontier she couldn't help but want to explore. Then she used the knowledge she'd gained from her formal education to develop Yopi's halo. Curious as she was about technology, it seemed nature was her true passion. I think about all the love and care that went into the halo, I'm not sure I have any business keeping charge of it. We're nearly there. Let's hurry and secure Yipp's device. Really stuff for the hole, isn't it? Well, someday I got to see one of those huge train things running on it, like in the old days. I always had my suspicions, but now that I'm seeing it in person, I think I've actually been here before. Back when I was younger. All my life I thought it was just a silly dream I had. I remember walking along the tracks hand in hand with some grown-ups who they talked to me about the station and the lands beyond. Now I think I know who that was. Here we're at Yoshilani Station. Quite the trek, huh? Before the land fused, people flocked there in droves, but these days, well, there's no need to state the obvious, I suppose. Now to retrieve Yopi's device, I think you said it was in the building here. Storage cupboard, bottom shelf, the very back. Aha! Here we are. Apparently, the special transformer has already been attuned to the farm's pillars. It should force the X-rays out into the open. Oh, yeah? Do you remember when I told you before the pillars converted the power of lightning into nutrients to help the soil, and the exo-rays in turn steal those nutrients for themselves? This device will help the conversion, funneling a massive energy current straight into the ground. In one small swoop, the beasts will be deprived of their food stores and given a nasty shock besides. To escape the shocks, they'll have no choice but to form fruiting bodies and burrow to the surface. That's when we strike. At least that was Yuppie's plan anyway. Isn't she incredible? She realized our soil was at risk of attracting fungi, and she planned out a detailed countermeasure decades in advance. I can scarcely believe someone as middling as me could have had a mother so brilliant. I was told you couldn't remember your parents. It's true. I can't. But I found some sort of official document together with the rest of the report. It states that upon Yuppie's death, her daughter was to be given full control of the farm when she reached adulthood. Now I've come of age, and I put it in charge of the farm. What else am I to think but she must have been my mother? I feel like something from a storybook. It feels like something from a storybook. Tale of a humble villager who was in truth a descendant of a great hero. But Yuppie is no work of fiction. She was real, and she walked these lands just as I do now. When I was first reassigned to Yuppie's halo, I thought there must be some mistake. Why me, when there was surely countless others more capable? Still haven't found my answer yet. But if one thing's for certain, it's this. I won't let her legacy wither and die on my watch. At least now we've got a tentative solution for the farm's exo-ray infestation. Let's head back to the outskirts and set about putting Yuppie's plan into motion. You know something? I think I've come to understand why she hid the device all the way out here. I think maybe, now that I'm a woman grown, she wanted me to see what's become of the life we once had. Just a theory of mine. Well, it was fun talking to you about things I don't remember. After that long walk, I'm sure you must be as tired as I am. We'll enact our extermination plan soon enough, but for now, let's take a moment to rest. Oh, and thanks for walking with me. I'll see you when you get back. Perfect timing, Theater. I just finished explaining everything to Auntie here. You know, I've always wondered why the government would reassign you to Yoko's Halo. I never imagined you were the founder. I always wondered what... I always wondered why the government would reassign you to Yoko's Halo. Never imagined you were the founder's daughter. Honestly, I think it would have been better served choosing someone who was here from the beginning. Someone like you, Auntie. I don't even remember my mother. Yes, because of her, I was promoted to head of the Halo. I may not be qualified to solve all the farm's problems, but I can at least solve this one. The lights keep going in and out. 7 p.m. It's weird. Peter, it's about time we evicted those unwanted tenants. Once you're ready to get your hands dirty, meet me at the control tower. There's one last thing I think we'll need. Oh, for heaven's sake. Yeah, I thought she was worried over something serious. If anything, we're relieved that the local was chosen for the role. If anything, we're relieved that a local was chosen for the role. Sure, she may be inexperienced, but we all know she's a good head on her shoulders. She'll grow into it in time. I understand this whole ordeal has been a lot of trouble, Peter, but I want you to know we much appreciate all your help. Now, I know you'll forgive a little worrying on my part, but you do realize fructified exo-rays are essentially mushroom monsters, yes? They're more troublesome than they look, so please be careful. I got the mushroom part. Wasn't sure about the monster, but I can punch anything. Oh, man. Ah, tragedy. Bum, 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 bum. No. Have to start over. I jumped the wall when I really did not want to jump the wall. That little arrow always messes me up. Seems like it's saying down there, and really it's up there. There you are. Are you ready, Peter? As soon as they integrate the transformer into the control tower circuitry, those electroscope pillars are going to send lightning straight into the ground. Your job will be survey the eastern and western fields and stamp out any fungal fiends that sprout up. Yeah, you can count on me. Take this communicator and await my signal. Our plan begins as soon as you get into position at the farm. All that she carried. Whew. Inspect the areas and defeating the exo-rays that appear. Testing. Peter, can you hear me? The transformer's connected and on standby. As soon as I activate it, the exo-rays are going to come crawling up at full speed. There's no telling how we have to expect, so be on your guard. Taken care of. This person's doing the same mission I am. Peter, how'd it go out there? You hurt? How many of them were you, anyway? A lot. Wow, you're incredible. You didn't even seem out of breath. Well, if you're ready for round 2, I'll reroute the transformer to the field on the other side. Once you're done, meet me near the bridge. About 10 minutes till I break for lunch. I take an hour for lunch and
chores, and if I need to, I'll take a little longer. I really owe you one, Peter. With any luck, the exo-rays will be well and truly exterminated. It's not a matter of changing the soil, of course, and taking measures to prevent future infestations, but thanks to you, the halo on the road to recovery. Shalo, dear, do you still have misgivings about your reassignment? None of us are upset by the idea you're taking charge of Halo. The only thing that matters is how you feel about taking up the position. If it isn't the life you want, it's not too late to change your mind, you know. Thanks, honey, but I think I'll be just fine. It's always been a dream of mine to get back to the community that raised me. The way I see it, I've just been given a more direct opportunity to do so. I only needed a little time to come to terms with it, that's all. When I was walking up the Yoslani station with Peter, I remembered that I used to make the same trip with someone else. It was Yippie, probably. I think she used to tell me stories of her homeland. She built this farm for her people could survive in the outskirts, but I don't think that was ever her dream. Deep down, I think she wanted more than anything to rebuild Shirfani in the station. That's a dream I'd like to see realized. It can't be done if I'm content to stay here on the outskirts. I don't know for sure what the next steps will be, but I have tons of ideas. Oh dear, should the Cone Keeper be concerned, I wonder? Now then, Peter, if it weren't for you, we may have never gotten to the bottom of this mystery. At the risk of repeating myself, thank you for helping, and for caring. Why, you've done us more than you'll ever know. And I actually really enjoyed our little trip to the station. Next time I'll have business out here, you better clear your schedule. Sure. What does she carry? Oh, she can't read. Give me that orchestra on. Alright, let's see if we can't get the as many of these Aether Currents as we can. Southeast. Maldives. There it is. Still a long way to get there, aren't I? To the southwest. Excuse me. see it. Submerged skyline. This was a part of the other world. 150 to the north. These two lands joined together. Got partially rejoined to the source. Archeo Alexandria. Okay. Three to go. Seven to the northwest. Coming to the west, and there it is. Just need him to give up the chase, so I could grab the Aether Current. Should be, what, two more, I think? So 7 in the northeast. $250 miles to the north. Seven to the north. Southeast. There it is. Northwest. All right, so I've got all the aether currents. That's a good point to break for lunch. Okay, so we will stop here for lunch, and I'll be back in about an hour or so. So thank you so much for watching, and if I don't see you again, I hope you have a wonderful day.